Hello riders, it's Josh from CycleHunters.com. Today we are going to be checking out a 2018 Honda GoldWing GL 1800. Joel's going to be test riding this bike and going through some of the features. There's quite a lot of features in this bike. It's not a new bike as Joel says it is, but it is a newer model. Give him a break. This is his first ride video. Again, we're not super big on the production stuff here. We're just really trying to get these videos out, giving you our honest opinion of what these bikes feel like, ride like, what they have, what we would recommend as far as who would ride them if you're not quite sure, and also just really enjoying it because that's what we do. So sit back, enjoy it, like and subscribe, and comment. Check it out.
The bike is hot, Joel.
Okay, this is Jolie Moley here from the Cycle Hunters Garage. Cool cats and curious kitties. Sitting on a brand new GL 1800 Honda here. These things are technological spaceships, no doubt about it. All kinds of different available options on this one here. Has a little button right down here. That little plus and minus button there, it's like a little slow crawl button where you push that button in, agitate this minus button here or the plus button on the other side, and it gives you a slow walk forwards and backwards. Let's hit the road with this thing and see what else it can do. You've got several different tour modes here: sport, economy, rain, tour. We're going to start with tour right now. You have an automatic and manual button here too, so we're going to select tour. We're going to leave it in automatic at the moment. These things are so smooth. With this automatic transmission, it's going to give us the ability to just grab some juice and we'll let the machine do the rest. Honda's been making these GoldWings for more than 40 years, and they've really refined the recipe to the point where I don't want to say you're isolated from the road, but I've heard stories from women who've ridden on the back seat of these things coming back from Delaware who've told me they have fallen asleep on the way, and I guess that depends on how tired you are. This vehicle here has things available like heated hand grips, heated seat. It's available with an airbag if you like. This one doesn't particularly have that option on it. But this bike's got almost 6,500 miles on it now, and if you're interested in putting some miles on a bike and seeing the country, this is one of the ones I believe that you'd be interested in riding. I have some experience with a dual clutch transmission that I have on my bike, a 2016 Honda. And when I first got the bike, I wasn't sure that I would like it. But I have to be honest with you, the more I ride it, the more I do like it. This isn't the kind of bike that you use for much aggressive sport riding. It's more of a put some miles on it, fill it up with gas, put some more miles on it, fill it up again. And the kind of bike you could ride all day. Has an electrically adjustable visor here, you can see. Put it up just a little bit. You can hear how much quieter it gets when it takes that wind noise away from your helmet. It gives you a calmer riding environment. It's not so blustery, and over the period of a day it does make a difference. You can see what, again, when I pull the visor down, just that little bit of buffeting that you get. Just that little bit. Adds up after a while. know, while you're riding, you always have the option of switching from the automatic to the manual. When I switch down to the manual, then it's up to me to activate the switches on the left handle grip, plus and minus, in order to shift the motorcycle. For anyone who is unfamiliar with the mechanical layouts of these GLs, this is a flat 6, 1800 cc's, and it gives it a tremendously low center of gravity, which really takes away the top heavy feeling that these bikes could have, but really don't. Some people might get alarmed that, oh, the motorcycle is over 700 pounds, but yet it's hard to imagine the way the weight disappears on these things once you go more than 10 miles an hour. I hate to say they're like a 700-pound sport bike, but you just can't believe how these things, I mean, you almost don't even have to think about where you're going. It's like something that's intuitive and handles all the stuff you put in it. Handles all the different roads and things, and of course it always wants to shift in the highest gear it can be in for the advantage of corporate fuel economy average. That's the world we live in these days, but yet, boy, this thing, even at 60 miles an hour in 7th gear, it still doesn't lack for any kind of forward drive or anything. Again, that flat 6 provides a tremendous amount of torque. Even when you're in the automatic mode like I am now, it still allows you to choose what gear you'd like to have. And when you get to 4th gear, for example, if that's where you want to stay, or 5th gear, you could just hold it there and stay there. And sometimes, like I said, that automatic transmission constantly wants to upshift you in order to maintain a better fuel economy, and sometimes that limits the drivability. These things, I'm going to tell you, I don't want to say that, I remember I rode a BMW one time, and it almost isolated me from the road so much that it was too much. Like, I felt like I was floating on a cloud. I didn't feel any of the road. And again, that's going to be a personal kind of, how much do you want? How much softness do you want? How much sport do you want? And they tried to provide you with a machine that can do.
Remember to hit like and subscribe, ding that notification bell for updated content.
You know, just about everything. This unit has some different features on it that I've never seen before, like an answer back feature, where you have a transponder that you hold in your hand. You don't really have an ignition key, well, very few vehicles do anymore. And it has like a car does, where you can push a certain button and a thing will honk to you or wave to you and say, yeah, here I am, come find me. I've never seen that on a motorcycle before. At least I haven't. Yeah, it's amazing. And plenty of acceleration, no question about that. Rode home to New Jersey for Memorial Day this past year, and I did not enjoy being on the highway on my bike. It's not a cruiser like this one is. And so I thought to myself that I'd like to, you know, program into the GPS that I'd like to go back roads or side roads and eliminate the toll roads or the highways and stay out of the cities. That's the kind of riding I prefer. I didn't enjoy being on the turnpike at all. And what I'd really like to do is to put those parameters into the GPS and start out on a trip that maybe only takes 2.5 hours on the turnpike, but yet when I go all the back roads it might take 4 hours or 4.5 hours, and I'm anxious to just get an early start in the morning, have a destination that I'm completely aware of, and leave it up to the GPS to decide, you know, which route we're going to take to get there, because like I say, some people like the highways and some people just, like me in that particular day, I'd rather ride the back roads. There's a ride that I like to take west of Harrisburg, from Marysville, Route 850 West, Valley Road, out to a place called Honeygrove, Route 75 South, down to McConnellsburg. It's a good 119 miles. But it's the kind of trip where you go through towns that maybe don't even have a gas station. Thank you very much. That's what I'm about. This thing is the kind of machine you could stay on for, the kind of machine you want to ride when you have nowhere to go and all day to get there. There's a lot of great things to see around our country. We don't need to go to Europe right away. And the corner doesn't exactly accelerate like the sport bike, but no doubt. Some people don't. Some people talk about riding from Pennsylvania to Florida or from Jersey to Florida, whatever, for bike week. And in my opinion, if you're not on the right machine, that can be a real chore. To put 500 plus miles a day on a motorcycle. It's easy with a bike like this, but if you're riding a standard or something that doesn't have the kind of protection in the front like this one does with the glass and the side fairings, it can be a trip. This GoldWing, I'm going to tell you, it's a really pleasure ride. It's different with these. You can see those tie rods down there. Oh, this bike does not have telescopic forks anymore. It operates with a little machine, that little unit down there. It's like an upper and lower control arm on a car. And it intrigues me because after building this bike for 40 years, for them to do something like that and make that change, I would have liked to have been in that meeting and hear why they chose to do that. But it rides fantastic. automatic transmission, when you let it do its thing automatically, some of the shifts are actually imperceptible. You don't feel it. You don't feel the torque change or anything. You just basically hear the engine take a different RPM note. But it's a completely different thing. I know you have people like different motorcycles, and in my opinion, they're all like flavors of different ice cream. A lot of them are good. There are some ones that you don't want to have again. But at the same time, a lot of different flavors of ice cream, and a lot of different kind of motorcycles, and this is one flavor that I certainly like. You can spend 20, 25, 30, depending on what brand of motorcycle you like. I don't want to say there's no end to it. Certain motorcycles are very expensive, custom ones even more. But it's up to the user to decide which one is the one that suits them best. Hondas are known to be built with systems called linked braking systems, where when you apply the rear brake, you get the rear brake and part of the front brake, which helps to settle the motorcycle, especially a big, heavier bike like this one. They think of those things and design them into these motorcycles, and they're very effective. Alright, let's head back to the dealership now. Doesn't sound like a hot rod, but like I said, it certainly does hustle. That's the kind of job assignment I like, to take something out and take it for a ride, and I encourage you to try to take one for a ride as soon as you can, if this is the kind of motorcycle or the kind of ice cream that might be your flavor. Back here at the dealership now. I'm going to set this thing down, but come see us at the Cycle Hunters, Lebanon, Pennsylvania, Route 72 North. We only do things one way here at the Cycle Hunters. We do them the right way. If you want it done some other way, go somewhere else. Appreciate your time.